Donnie and Dolly. The team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help.
All of our guests today on Donnie and Dolly on this Friday are sponsored by our friends at Passant Motors. Passant is sharing the love all month long. Head to PassantMotors.com and download a coupon for your choice of a Dine Out gift card or hockey tickets with your next vehicle purchase. Get all the info at Passant Motors, BASANT Motors.com. Who would have guessed it looking back to, say, September, October?
Yeah.
But so many people in this town and in Winnipeg and around the National Hockey League looking forward to the mid-February matchup Saturday night at Rogers Arena. Two of the best teams in the NHL right now.
Absolutely.
Canucks and the Jets. And here to talk about that from Winnipeg Jets TV is our friend Jamie Thomas. Jamie, thanks for doing this, sir. How are you?
Really good, guys. How are you?
Yeah, very well. Again, thanks so much. Well, there's a reason for all this, main reasons for all the success the Jets are having, Jamie.
I would have to say very similar to the Canucks. It's just they're playing within the structure, right? It's everything that Rick Bowness, Scott Arniel, and the coaching staff was trying to drill through in year one of their term. You got to play defense, and you got to play it well. And one of the things that Rick Bowness promised Connor Hellebuck was that they were going to reduce the high-scoring, high-danger opportunities that the Jets were giving up in years past. And they've done that. And I think, it took a while for the system to, for everyone to buy in. But one thing Rick Bowness has been clear about since the start of this year is that everybody has bought in. That's Mark Scheifele, Kyle Connor, Nikolai Ehlers, you go down to Logan Stanley, you go to Brendan Dillon, you go all up and down the lineup, that everybody has realized that they have to play defense first and the offense will have to come afterwards. And right now with the team, having won 2 games in a row, and even going back to the 5-game winless streak, they still have defended extremely well. And the puck just hasn't been going in lately, just enough the last 2 games to win. But even though in that 5-game stretch where they weren't winning, they did not give up grade A scoring opportunities and high frequencies as they had in years past.
We know Rick Bowness well around here, a longtime Canucks assistant coach. I don't know anybody who doesn't like Rick Bowness. You talked about him there, and there's some personal issues earlier in the season where he had to miss some time. But how much credit does he deserve, Jamie?
He deserves a lot, and he will, as shown by his bid at going to the All-Star game for the first time in his career. But he will quickly pass it down to the coaching staff, right? That the significant time frame that he was out with Judy, his wife, while she dealt with her health issues. Scott Arniel and the assistant coaches had to take up, Brad Lauer as well, taking that heavy load. But he deserves the boatload of credit here, and obviously you need your assistant coaches to be on board. You need the organization to be on board with your idea and what he had presented to the Jets before they hired him. But man, he's changed the culture. He has got his message across, and the team is thriving because of it. So there was that tough period, last year about this time where they got away from structure and got into trouble. And I think it's just really easy for Bones and the rest of the coaching staff to go, look at last year. This is what happens when you guys get away from what we're asking you to do. And for the most part, they've done that all year. They have stayed within structure. They've played well. But yeah, to answer your question, Bones has been phenomenal. I know you guys aren't surprised. He knows how to get through to players. He's honest. He's blunt. And I think the players appreciate that.
Trade deadline's coming up. You guys have already made one big move, Sean Monahan. What do you see the GM doing, Jamie, possibly between now and the trade deadline, which is 3 weeks today?
Yeah, I've thought about this quite a bit and been asked about it quite a bit. I feel like you have your big fish in Sean Monahan. You've given up a first-round pick and a third round in 2027. The Jets are, guys, a draft and develop team. So are they going to be like Vegas? Are they going to be aggressive and just throw draft picks like they're cookies out in the wind? I don't see that happening, right? And maybe Kevin Cheveldayoff and the management group decides differently and they feel this is their opportunity, which you look at the West, there's 6 amazing teams and, 2 or 3 outliers on top of that. So maybe that's your window here. But why would you go away from what you've been known for? And I don't want to say cautious, but smart about what you're doing. Do you want to give up a Colby Barlow, who's got 20 goals last 20 games in the Ontario Hockey League and the captain of the Owen Sound, attack, or do you want to give up someone like Rucker McGroarty, who captained the United States to the gold medal at the World Junior Hockey Championships? That's a big question. And do you want to give up another draft pick, a second-round pick, which is the rumored price for Chris Tanev, which I think will go up as we get closer and closer to the deadline here. So I think what the Jets could do and might do that would make sense is add another depth defenseman. So whether it's a 4-5 defenseman or a 6-7 defenseman, that remains to be seen. But I feel they're loaded up front. They can move multiple pieces up and down the lineup if things aren't going well, as we saw the other night. Nikolai Ehlers was on the top line, with Mark Scheifele and Kyle Connor, and Rick Bowness didn't like something that happened the second period in the defensive zone, so he moves him down to the fourth line and brings Alex Iafallo up, who was one of the key acquisitions in the Pierre-Luc Dubois trade. So I think you're loaded up front, and you have your number 2 centers. You're set in goal with Connor Hellebuck and Laurent Brossoit. What piece do you really need is maybe another defenseman on the back end, clearly.
Jamie, talk to me about attendance. We are hearing that it's down by a lot in Winnipeg. Why? You've got this great hockey club, 7th over in the NHL. What's going on? Is it the economy in Winnipeg? You guys lost the Winnipeg Ice last year in the Western Hockey League. What's going on there hockey-wise with the fans?
Yeah. Well, Rick, I'll tell you this. I think it was a wait-and-see atmosphere here in Winnipeg, which was a little shocking, right? That I figured as it went, it looked bleak to start, but I kind of figured around Christmas people would come back. First off, the weather here was phenomenal for the longest time, and that's saying something for the Manitoba capital, and I think all through the prairies. Obviously, the weather has been fantastic, so people had other things to do. But all of a sudden, this team starts going, right? It's a fun team to watch. They dominate for long stretches, so I think Christmas rolls around and people realize what they have here. Honestly, guys, the economy no one has said it, but it had to play a role in this. It is, it's tough everywhere now. I'm sure I'm not the only person that said this on your show. Across our country, it is expensive to live right now. And, the last thing you need right now are hockey tickets. But now the team's winning, and all of a sudden, hey, we will find that extra cash or use that Christmas bonus to get some Jets tickets. So it's been a sold out barn for the last little bit here. It looks good, even with San Jose the other night on a I'm losing track of time here. Wednesday, it was a pretty full building. So I think they're going to answer the bell here pretty soon. The fans have been fantastic. So the only answer I really have is, you kind of look at your wallet and you're wondering where you have to spend your money, and most of it's on food and gas, and you'll worry about hockey later. But the fans have been fantastic. They're excited about this team, and I think they'll answer the bell as this year continues.
All right, and one more quickly, Jamie. You mentioned Sean Monahan, if I'm not mistaken, 0 points in 4 games. But how is he fitting in so far?
He's been great, guys. And I think what Kevin Cheveldayoff said at his press conference or news conference after the acquisition was one of the main reasons why they brought Sean Monahan in, is they had heard great things about how he dealt with the Montreal Canadiens' younger players. And the Jets have a player in Cole Perfetti who's young, drafted 10th overall. He needs kind of that mentor, right? And the Jets their second line needs to get going. They've showed flashes, but Monahan was brought in to win faceoffs, help out on the power play, and provide a mentorship role for the younger players. He's done all that, and it's coming, guys. But the Jets need their second line to start scoring here. They can't leave everything for the Mark Scheifele line and a little bit of Adam Lowry and a little bit of the fourth line. The second line has to produce, and so far that's Gabriel Velarde, Sean Monahan, and Cole Perfetti.
Nice to hear from you, Jamie. Thanks so much for this. Everybody's looking forward to tomorrow night's tilt.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, guys. Have a great time watching it live. If you are indeed going, I don't want to make your plans for you, but
Don's looking for tickets.
Yeah, if you've got any tickets, send them.
If you got
my
any
way,
tickets,
Jamie.
let us know.
You talked about ticket prices. I'm a media guy.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, we all know how much money we bring in. That's why.
Exactly.
Am
There
I
you go.
gonna buy tickets? I don't know.
Yeah, we'll be okay. Thanks, Jamie. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Jamie Thomas, of course, used to work at Sportsnet when I was there.
Great guy,
Winnipeg
good friend
Jets.
of ours. Good guy, great friend of ours.